Oh no, it is happening yet again. The crypto prices are falling right back down. After a few hours of everything looking good, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, every meme coin, they were all up. They were all doing extremely good just a few hours ago. And right now, some new panic has ensued. Some new panic has entered our crypto space. Many cryptos are dumping again. And I'll tell you one thing. If you think that this was the hardest, it's all behind us now, you better guess again, because this ain't over. We have earlier stated that there's a very good chance we are actually going down lower to perhaps even as low as $44,000. But I don't want to be the guy saying, oh, we are going to go here for sure. No, what we do is we take a look at what happens and we react to it in the best way possible. Because again, nobody knows exactly what will happen in the future. And anybody who claims to know for sure are either lying to you or they do know, but then they wouldn't tell you, right? If you think about it, why would they tell you if they really knew 100% sure? It's a probability game. There's a very high chance of it will happen, doesn't mean it needs to do so. The point here being, everything is crumbling right back down, but the strategy, for the most part, has not changed. But I'll tell you in the quickest form really quickly what my plan is going to be. So right now, there's two main levels to watch. Everything starts under $50,000 though, for where things are very interesting to buy. I wouldn't, and again, this is not a financial advice piece, but I wouldn't necessarily be buying dips above 50K here. It's just a matter of you've had a long time to buy at any of these levels. If you didn't do it yet, then either below 50 or it's just a very large chance that if you keep dropping, that it's going to drop lower and lower. So I'm having two main targets. One is where the price went to a few days back, like 3 days ago, so 48, 49. And the other is roughly 44. These are my two key levels to watch out for. I will reiterate that right now, as prices are coming along, it would at least look pretty unlikely for us to break below the previous bottom from like a few days back. Apparently, the price went to about 49,000 on Bitfinex. On a couple of other exchanges, it went to 48 point something thousand. But anyway, that area is where I'm personally starting to stack up a significant amount more in my trades. And it's really the area where I tell everybody to go pretty crazy, because at that point, it's pretty hard to get liquidated if you enter trades there. That's, again, just my 2 cents, though. If you are having a really hard time, though, with getting through all of this and you're finding it difficult to buy these dips, for some reason, you are more afraid than you usually are. Again, I don't know why you would be, because it all makes sense. Right now, the stock market fears are one of the crazy high points. We all know that in September, most likely they're going to start cutting rates. And we know that usually the market starts going crazy from there. But since everybody kind of already was expecting this and took longer than anticipated, perhaps it's already priced in. It doesn't really matter though, all these small parts. Right now, a little bit of a correction, sure. Some altcoins are falling a bit too hard, sure. It's all happening again, all crash, it doesn't matter. Zoom out and take a look at this. Michael Saylor says he personally owns more than $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. Damn, these guys have some balls of steel, huh? But the point is quite clear, at least to me it is. If you're into crypto, and I looked at the comments section, many people disagree. But by the way, before I move on, if you haven't done it yet, look at this. I'm like knee up, full focus mode here. No, but first, if you haven't done it yet, make sure you go ahead and press the like button on this video. Let's get to at least 500 likes, because I think that one of the most crazy money-making opportunities is right here in our faces, and I do not want anybody to miss it. But take a look. Donald Trump Jr. says, we are about to shake up the crypto world with something huge. And there have actually been many announcements over the past like 24 hours that come from all these political figures when it comes to crypto. There's some new committees being thought about, etc., etc. $1.3 trillion asset manager Morgan Stanley advisors to offer spot Bitcoin ETFs to clients starting today. Elon Musk getting a conversation going with Donald Trump over on X. Perhaps they're going to start talking about crypto there too. I wanted to make clear, though, that the stock market is not having a good day. Or at least not having a good week, not having a good time. For the most part, though, I think crypto is seeing a reflection of that. So Bitcoin's price now going back down from 57 to 55K here. It's all just relatively little of an issue. And I just want you guys to realize one thing, right? And this is the most important thing you can understand. Everybody's buying. And if you don't know, look it up. Everybody on the higher front is buying while you're being fearful, thinking, oh, should I sell at these prices? I don't know what's making you guys so fearful. Is it the fear of losing money? I think for the most people, though, it's the fear of being wrong. It's the fear that they were wrong in believing in crypto, and then let me rephrase that, and then ultimately, everything they invested is all going to zero. I don't think most people are afraid of losing a bit of money or being down on their money for a bit, because if you know it's going to go up like crazy over a few months, it's maybe not perfect, but it's not that big a deal. It's only when you realize you're feeding money into a machine that keeps trickling it down, which has happened for altcoins for a while, especially if you get into crypto like years back and didn't really add too much more new money. It's just been trickling down because maybe you didn't buy the dip no more. Maybe you were out of money. Could all be possible. And you're not sure if you should be feeding the machine even more, or if you should just quit, take your losses, and go whatever you've got left. And in my opinion, it's always a matter of, if you once believed it, just rethink again what you were believing in it for. And I make it seem as if it's really only a faithful thing, but I think following just common sense, but also mathematics, if you take a look at the stock to flow model, or just logically think about Bitcoin's case and scarcity, just if you think about it logically, the price should do pretty well, especially with all this backing that has been getting recently. Europe's 4th largest freaking hedge fund, 𝗕𝗓𝗪 Management, discloses $500 million in spot Bitcoin ETF holdings. It's not a lot. $500 million ain't much for a company this crazy. But realize, BlackRock, Fidelity, you know that BlackRock's ETF had no outflows? Right? The Bitcoin ETF didn't have outflows, even though all the people who invested before that saw like a 12% drop in a day, but they still stayed. BlackRock, Fidelity, Grayscale, and MicroStrategy have now sold their Bitcoin despite the market crash. It's because these people are buying it for a little bit of a longer term. They know it will be some turmoil. They know it will be a difficult little journey. All right? It's going to be a difficult journey. But who said it was going to be easy to make crazy sums of money, right? This is the cost of greatness. This is what I'm going to call it. So if you're afraid of all this, you don't like it, then maybe having a crazy sum of gains is not for you. Maybe you should stick. I wanted to say with stocks, but stocks have been going down like crazy as well. It's not really that much better. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I do not want to take too much of your time. All I want to say about it is I personally think if we look back in a few months, but I keep saying this in every single video, it'll all be fine. All this crash will be over. And if the stock market does inevitably eventually crash like crazy, yes, perhaps for a little bit, it will look bad on crypto, but ultimately, I think crypto will outshine it. And it would be a better investment than just stocks. And I just keep thinking about it in that way, in the sense of, if I could pick anything, what has the highest probability of sustaining me throughout the times? And really, crypto, it does make a pretty good value proposition. So even though it's happening again, no, we're crashing. First of all, the crash ain't that bad. Yes, Ethereum might be down 5%. Yes, some of the meme coins that were up like 30, 40% earlier today are down again. Ultimately, though, does it really matter? I don't think so. Look at all the crazy bullish things happening in the background. All these announcements that are being made. It's just absolutely crazy. Trump freaking launching their own crypto project. What? I don't know how you could be bearish at moments like this.